Computerize, to convert to computer operation or storage. The company decided to computerize its inventory system. Popularize, to make widely known or adopted. The scientist aimed to popularize his research findings. Devalue, to reduce the worth or value of. The economic crisis caused the currency to devalue. Ferry, a boat or ship for transporting passengers or goods. The ferry crosses the river every hour. Iron, a metal. To smooth clothes with a heated tool. She used an iron to press her shirt. Bully, a person who intimidates others. To harass or intimidate. The bully was expelled for his aggressive behavior. Storyline, the plot or narrative of a story. The movie's storyline kept audiences engaged until the end. Orbit, the path followed by an object around a celestial body. The satellite orbits the Earth every 90 minutes. Combat, to fight or oppose. Soldiers are trained to combat enemy forces. Slothful, lazy, lacking in motivation or energy. His slothful attitude cost him the promotion. Catastrophic, disastrous, causing great harm or suffering. The hurricane had catastrophic effects on the coastal region. Abide, to tolerate or endure. He could not abide the constant noise from the construction site. Allure, to attract or entice. The luxurious resort's amenities allure tourists from around the world. Oxygen, a gas essential for respiration. Plants produce oxygen through photosynthesis. Pervasive, widespread, prevalent. The pervasive scent of flowers filled the garden. Encroach, to intrude or advance beyond proper limits. The new construction project will encroach upon the wildlife habitat. Fantastic, extraordinary, beyond belief. The magician performed fantastic tricks that amazed the audience. Abhorrent, detestable, repugnant. The dictator's actions were abhorrent to human rights activists. Inflict, to cause something unpleasant to be suffered. The storm inflicted significant damage to the coastal town. Tilt, to incline or lean in a particular direction. The painting on the wall began to tilt slightly. Mosquito, a small insect known for its biting habits. Mosquitoes can transmit diseases like malaria. Offensive, causing displeasure or resentment. Attacking. His offensive remarks offended many people. Extravagant, excessive, wasteful. She indulged in extravagant spending on designer clothes. Degrimed, dirty, covered in grime or filth. His hands were begrimed from working in the garden. Ruthless, merciless, without compassion. The ruthless dictator oppressed his people. Jargon, specialized language, technical terminology. The legal jargon in the contract was difficult to understand. Diverse, varied, showing a great deal of variety. The city boasts a diverse population from many different cultures. Extinguish, to put out or quench. Firefighters work to extinguish the blaze. Estrange, to alienate or distance emotionally. Their disagreement estranged them from each other. Neoclassical, relating to a revival of classical style. The neoclassical building was inspired by ancient Greek architecture. Biased, prejudiced, showing unfair favoritism. The judge was accused of being biased in the case. Grimy, dirty, covered in grime or soot. The windows were grimy from neglect. Enhancer, something that improves or intensifies. The spices served as an enhancer to the dish's flavor. Ulterior, hidden, beyond what is evident. He had ulterior motives for offering to help. Corrupt, morally depraved, dishonest. The corrupt politician was involved in numerous scandals. Stringent, strict, demanding high standards. The school has stringent admission requirements. Novice, a beginner or someone new to a field. As a novice, he had much to learn about the sport. Hinder, to obstruct or impede. The bad weather hindered their progress. Impoverished, extremely poor or deprived. The war left the country impoverished and struggling. Shallow, lacking depth, superficial. His shallow understanding of the subject was evident. Inundate, to flood or overwhelm with something. Heavy rains can inundate low-lying areas. Erode, to wear away gradually, especially by natural forces. The constant waves erode the coastline. Doom, to condemn to a terrible fate. Their reckless actions may doom the project to failure. Alienate, to cause someone to feel isolated or estranged. His rude behavior may alienate potential friends. Brazen, shameless, bold and without shame. She displayed a brazen disregard for the rules. Tortoise, a slow-moving land-dwelling reptile. The tortoise slowly crossed the road. Commiserate, to express sympathy or sorrow. We commiserated with her over her loss. Outlaw, to declare illegal, a person excluded from legal protection. The gang was outlawed by the authorities. Pavement, a hard surface for walking, such as a sidewalk. He tripped and fell on the pavement. Antiquated, old-fashioned, out of date. Their antiquated computer system was inefficient. Coral, a marine invertebrate, a hard stony substance. The colorful coral reefs attract divers from around the world. Incinerate, to burn something completely to ashes. The waste was incinerated in the furnace. Renewable, capable of being replenished or regenerated. Solar energy is a renewable resource. Shin, the front part of the leg below the knee. He accidentally kicked the ball with his shin. Enslave, to make someone a slave, to dominate or control completely. They sought to enslave the indigenous population. Timid, lacking in courage or confidence. His timid demeanor made it difficult for him to speak up. Vile, extremely unpleasant, morally despicable. The dictator committed vile acts against his people. Diesel, a type of fuel used in engines. The truck runs on diesel. Guzzle, to drink greedily or excessively. He guzzled down his soda in one gulp. Torment, severe physical or mental suffering, to cause someone great distress. The memories of the war continued to torment him. Revive, to bring back to life or consciousness. The medical team worked to revive the patient. Inhumane, lacking compassion or kindness. Cruel. Their treatment of prisoners was deemed inhumane. Imperil, to put at risk, to endanger. The hazardous conditions imperil the safety of workers. Diverge, to separate and go in different directions, to deviate. Their opinions began to diverge on the issue. Irrational, not based on reason or logic. His decision seemed irrational to everyone else. Verbal, relating to words, spoken rather than written. Their verbal agreement was not legally binding. Saline, containing salt, salty. The saline solution is used for cleaning wounds. Disable, to impair the functioning of something. A virus can disable a computer system. Seduce, to entice someone into sexual activity or into doing something. She tried to seduce him with her charm. Relocate, to move to a new place, to establish in a new location. The company decided to relocate its headquarters. Angle, a particular way of approaching or considering an issue. They approached the problem from a different angle. Legitimate, conforming to the law or rules. Valid. The court deemed the contract legitimate. Sedentary, characterized by sitting. Inactive. A sedentary lifestyle can lead to health problems. Waterborne, transported by water, transmitted through water. Cholera is a waterborne disease. Kindergarten, a preschool for young children. She enrolled her son in kindergarten. Molten, liquefied by heat. Melted. The lava flowed as molten rock. Processor, a device that processes data, especially by performing calculations. The computer's processor is the brain of the machine. Saturate, to completely soak or fill something. The heavy rain saturated the soil. Trivialize, to make something seem less important than it really is. It's inappropriate to trivialize their concerns. Assault, a violent attack. To attack violently or suddenly. The assault left him with serious injuries.
Daily Chat English, your English learning companion.